Hey YouTube, M1 American here. Okay, so this is going to be a video on not a how-to, but the system I'm currently running for an emergency rappel or ascending situation. I'm running this every day, everywhere I go. Anytime I have a backpack with me, I have this system on me. It's fairly small, fairly compact. You could always add to it, however, small and manageable is the point behind this. And not being that I'm going out for rappelling or climbing or anything. This would be more or less, you come across a situation where you feel you need to or have to, whether helping somebody else or doing something yourself. So this is just a regular sized backpack here. This is not my hiking backpack, but just to show on a normal sized backpack how much room you can still have in it. Fairly simple. Turn this around here. Just reach in, pull out this little bag, and as you can see, this little bag is just bigger than my hand. About 6, 7, no, it's got to be more than that. 7 to 8 inches long, I think, something like that. And it's got a carry strap. The bag itself comes from Walmart out of their cosmetics department. This is used for toiletries. It's a nice canvas material, so it's semi-thick. It's got 2 compartments, 2 zippered pockets, a small one and a large main one. The cool thing about this is that it's almost perfect size. Open it up here and you can see all the goodies inside. There is a carabiner hooked to the outside of it. This would be a last ditch carabiner, saying you could not retrieve it back and did not want to use a good carabiner, you would use this one. So I just leave it on the outside so it can't get mixed up. Inside, as you reach in, you pull it out, it's pretty much set to go. You would wrap this around your anchor, whether it be a tree, a very sturdy pole, something. It'll cinch up on itself. As you pull out the rest of it, comes out just how you need it. Here's a prusik knot or a friction knot. That's a backup system. Down here you see you would have to clip your harness into it still, because you basically pull it out, the rubber band pops off, and you clip the other side around. So there's the line that goes down the hill. You throw that down. That goes up to your tree. This all hooks to you. This is an ATC Belay device. This is what's going to control your descent down. The prusik knot is just a backup. You'll keep it sliding down. If you happen to slip or fall, it's going to catch the rope and it's going to snug up on it, and it's going to hold the rope from pulling through the rest of the way. The downfall on this system is by using this ATC Belay device. That might be a little bit easier to see. By using this device, it's lightweight and compact. The downfall is if you're not holding on to this rope below, creating as much friction as possible, it's going to pull through the system and it's not going to work. You're going to fall. The backup friction knot up there is what's going to catch the rope and keep you from going the rest of the way down. Leaving you only a few inches to fall instead. However, you could replace that whole setup with a little more costly device. Mind you, these ATC, these non-mechanical belay devices run anywhere about $12 to $20 depending exactly what type you buy. That's a pretty basic one. Or you can go with a mechanical device, which would be like this Grigri 2 belay system. Now this functions great, however the cost and weight of this is higher, much higher than one of these. These can run you anywhere between 50 and 80 bucks a piece, but they function fantastically. It has its own safety. It has a camming mechanism inside of it. So this would hook to your person, onto your harness there. The rope would pull out of it. Once it pulls too fast, it cams up and locks the rope. When you want to go down after it's locked, or you just want to create a controlled speed descent, you would pull down on your handle here, which will snap back into place when you let go. I'm not exactly sure of the weight of it, but with carabiner in hand, this is easily maybe 7 ounces or so. I'd have to look that up, but it's a fairly small in comparison to other Belay devices, mechanical, but not super small in general. So you could swap that and the prusik knot out for this. That would make it less complicated, however, more expensive. So depending on your budget, I guess. We'll show you the inside of this device real quick where your rope runs through it. So it just comes in and out. You close it, and that's pretty much it. That's the entire system. There's the camming mechanism. You can see right here where it pinches on your rope. As the rope starts to feed through, it creates a friction and it pulls on this cam, closing that gap in there. That's the gate, closes over it, and you just snap your carabiner to keep it all closed and it can't come back open. And that's pretty much it. That's pretty simple. This whole setup, what I use with it is a 8mm rope. This is about 30 to 40 foot long. Take the knots out of it, it's probably 40 feet. The small red rope here I use for my prusik is 6mm. You always want a smaller rope for a prusik or friction knot than your main line. Otherwise, it's a lot harder for it to bite on that rope and grab friction. So always make sure it's smaller rope than what your main line is. If you wanted a larger rope than the 30 or 40 feet, if you feel you might need more than that at some point, you can always grab more. I have a backup in my backpack. Here, I'll pull out a hank of 100 foot, same diameter rope, 8mm. So 100 foot of that same rope right here. So you really could go quite a few places with this system. I do have a first aid kit in my pack. I always have a first aid kit. And now I always have my emergency Rappel kit. You can always add in and sub out other things, such as a full sit harness instead of just a belt harness. This would better suit you for comfort and for going, to more extremes. Say going over a cliff, you would not want to use a belt harness, how it will slide up from your waist to around underneath your armpits, and that would be quite a disastrous situation. A sit harness will prevent that, and you can pretty much sit hanging on the rope. But like I said, you can sub anything out in here and kind of customize it yourself. But this is the main gist of it. It doesn't take much to make this system, is my whole point behind this. Couple things to keep in mind. Always keep your knots ready to go. My anchor knot is a double figure 8 on here. And then I just have a overhand knot tying up the slack end of what's left. Already clipped onto the carabiner with the gate open, not locked, ready to just be thrown around a tree and then clipped in. And then you can lock it shut so it can't be opened, okay? So keep everything ready to go in the order that you're going to pull it out of the bag. So anchor is going to be first, then is going to come your safety equipment, then is going to be your belt or harness. And then the rest of your rope should be at the back of the bag. You'll throw it down the hill. On the bag, however, my rope is tied to the bag. The very end of the rope is tied to a strap which comes out and is tied around this. So my rope is tied to the bag. If I dump the whole bag down a cliff, the bag is gonna stay attached to my rope, and that also means I have a knot at the end of my rope. So if all fails and I hit the bottom of my rope, if I go flying down it out of my control, that's going to jam in my belay device, keeping me from flying off the rope. So that serves sort of two purposes there. So if you guys want, I'm going to throw up another video of me actually using this system. Just remember, this is not a how-to, this is just how I do video. Be safe out there. Please be safe. Use common sense and get out and have fun. All right. Okay, so what we have here is I have a location where I want to get some pictures. It's on too steep of a downslope, so what I'm doing is I'm finding a very sturdy anchor. In this case it's going to be a tree to deploy my system for climbing. So mind you, this is not a full climbing setup. It is not meant to take all your weight off of a cliff. However, in this situation, it works just about perfectly. So we pull it out of our bag. It should be easily contained, and it should be fairly neat and tidy. You're going to open it up. First thing you're going to want to do is get your anchor set up. So we're going to take our rope, set our anchor. Make sure they're locking carabiners, and make sure it's screwed down and locked so it can't come undone. Then you're going to pull out your harness. And then you're going to take your bag that has all the rope in it, and you're going to toss it down below, and then you're pretty much ready to go. What I have here is a prusik loop, which creates a friction knot. So on my rope I can let go, and I can rely on this rope not to slide back through. I also have a belay on here. This is an ATC made device. What that causes is I'll loosen up my friction knot here, and I can control my descent through the belay. If I want to stop, I just pull it in tight and it pinches it off. If I want to let go and be hands-free totally, I'll set my friction knot, and then I'm set. I can turn around, I can take my pictures, do whatever it is that I'm gonna do, and I can take, you know, good considerable reliability into this, that it's not gonna break and it's not gonna slip. So you get all the way to the bottom, and then it's time to come back up. I'm doing this on fairly level ground, by the way. Obviously, you can tell that. And so what you're going to pull out your slack, you're going to run your friction knot up, and you're going to use that to pull, and you're going to keep working it. It's kind of an inchworm effect. If you're on a very steep grade, you're going to need to use that. Otherwise, you can just walk it back up and keep a hold of your friction knot. Keep sliding it up, so in case you slip or fall, it's going to catch you. You're only going to hit the ground. You're not going to go sliding downhill. I have about 50 feet of rope here. This is 8mm. It's 50 foot long, and it runs, I think, somewhere between 2,000 pound test. So like I said, in this situation it's perfect. Actually, I think this rope might be I think it's actually stronger than that. I can't remember. I know it's over 2,000 pound test though, but it's quite strong. I'm never gonna surpass that unless I jump off of a cliff, and then, you know, doing all that gravity and force is gonna take over. All right, so that's pretty much it. You know, if you guys want, you can message me. I'll give you some links on where to get some of this stuff. But remember, I'm not the end all. I'm not a guide. Okay, I'm not certified in climbing, so whatever I say is not the only word there is. Please do your research and seek out professional help when looking into using any rock climbing gear. Go to a local gym or a sports store that sells the equipment and get knowledge correctly, please. Okay, don't just take anybody's word off of YouTube or online. Okay, your life is at stake. It's not worth it. All right. Other than that, you know, be safe. You guys have fun, and I will catch you later. Peace out.